Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Okay, so this video is about energy healing, and I just realized something. It's actually from a client of mine who just sent me an email. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And on this channel, her name is, we know her as Tori. She's a lady from Australia. So I'm sure if you've been on my channel quite a bit, you've probably seen one or more of her messages or posts. So I'm going to read off just one piece of what she said, and it reminded me like, wow, I've never mentioned this part of energy healing. So she said it requires a lot of alone time and rest, and then she says, I seem to be able to connect with myself so much more easily at the moment, though a really loving, deep, gentle conversation and care. I can actually feel the flow of energy more easily, which was missing after so many years of dealing with a narcissist, etc. So I never mentioned what happens when you do energy healing. So essentially we are bringing up an emotion, or an emotion has came up and it's stuck. And so what I'm doing is I'm clearing away the debris so it can come all the way out so it can heal. And a good example, it's kind of a gross example, but a good example is like, you know how you get a zit where the pore is clogged, and essentially all I'm doing is I'm clearing out the pore, cleaning it out, or however you want to say that, so whatever's underneath can come out and heal. Okay, so all of a sudden there's like this release that happens. And depending on what we're clearing, you may feel a sense of almost elation, but you'll feel a sense of freedom. You'll feel a sense of lightness, and just like you feel good. Your brain is clear, your heart is clear, your body. But there's something more I want to lead to, because again, it depends. Sometimes you'll actually, when it's coming out, you'll get more tired, or you'll go through the emotion much more intensely, and then the freedom and that elation will come after that. So it really depends how it clears. Now, what this video is about is what I'm going to say right now is, let me go back to what she read, or what she wrote. So she wrote, I seem to be able to connect with myself so much more easily at the moment, though a really loving, deep, gentle conversation and care. So here's what happens. Essentially, you're going to have a level of compassion for yourself, especially for the specific part of you that you've probably never experienced in your life. It's hard to explain or express, but let me give you kind of an idea. So most of the time we're caught up in a closed system, usually not usually, but it's our ego is what it is. So it's narrow. And you talk about self-compassion, you talk about self-love, and you really believe you're there, but you're really not. You're up in your ego. What I do when I open you up, there is a openness of love flowing through you, and it's your love. It's you, and you have this, I'm not sure if empathy or empathetic is the right word, but you have this deep empathetic compassion for yourself and for this part of you that is hurting, and the emotions that hurt, it's coming up, and you will cry deep tears of, I don't know if sadness is the right word. I'm going to say deep tears of healing. It's like, it's almost a good cry. It's like you feel good. It's a release. It's a cleansing. The best way to explain it in words is, it is a deep level of compassion for self. You are just, it's almost like, think of it like you have the heart of Jesus or the heart of God, and you have such purity and such compassion for yourself. It will probably surprise you the first time you do it. I actually started to cry there for a little bit. I had to stop for a while. This level of compassion it will catch you off guard. But it's a very centered and very grounded level of compassion. So essentially what you're doing is you are genuinely loving this part of you that is hurting and has had these emotional wounds or trauma that has carried throughout your whole life. And it's literally like holding a baby in an open, spacious, compassionate way with just pure light, pure love, and pure healing. And the more you do this, you will naturally, without realizing you're doing it, you'll begin to have compassion towards other people. Now, I know a lot of you guys on this channel are empaths and light workers and heart-based people. And you're probably saying, well, I'm very empathetic and compassionate towards others. This is different. This is coming from a place of purity, no ego at all. And I know you're like, well, but Michael, I wasn't egotistical. No, I don't think you're egotistical, but this is different. It's a sense of compassion. How do I explain this? It's just a healing process that you will begin to embody, and the people around you, even strangers, they'll experience it and they'll feel it, and it may trigger their issues to come up and to begin the healing process. Honestly, this is something that you really can't put into words. You can't explain it. It's something you have to experience in order to understand. What I will say is, the more you do this healing work, the more naturally you become a compassionate being, just without even trying to be compassionate. You just walk through life. Now, another part of this, though, is when people hurt you, when people attack you, you will have true compassion for yourself and you will protect yourself. So I'm not this person coming along saying, oh, it's all about like, what's the word, like flowers and, whatever, like candy and rainbows. There is a sense of self-protection that begins. It's a process. It's literally like holding a child, a baby, an infant that you will protect with your life. That's also what comes along with this package, because that is wholeness, that's completeness, that's love, that's purity, that's compassion. Self-love, self-protection is compassion. Allowing people to hurt you in any way, especially verbally or energetically or emotionally, that's not healthy. That's not compassion. That's not self-love at all. Now, a lot of times I talk about self-love. I think right now is a really good time to put it in there, because you're beginning to understand when these parts come up to heal. It's like right now I have my right arm out like I'm holding a baby to my chest. These are infants. These parts were created when you were very young, and I'm talking 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months, 16 months, 24 months. They're little infants and they're terrified, and they need your understanding and your patience and your compassion and your love. These are very sensitive. I don't know if I want to use the word beings, but I'm going to use that word for now. They're like sensitive beings, sensitive infants and children. They're vulnerable. So when you say bad things about yourself, when you say, oh, I'm an idiot, or I'm stupid, or whatever, even worse, you're damaging these little infants that are inside you, parts of you that are very sensitive and emotionally open. You will begin to realize the reality of, wow, like I've really been self-hurting myself and damaging myself at these little, they're infants, they're innocent beings. They don't deserve to be treated that way. Here's the interesting thing. The more you love them and have this compassion for them, the more they begin to heal and they come back inside. They come back to your energy. and they become one with you. It's literally like, okay, I've got a glass of water here that's full, so I take one drop and I put it on the outside. So somewhere along the line, when you're a child, a very young person, you got scared or hurt or shamed, and in the core, the wholeness of you is like, it hurts. So it pushed this little droplet out of energy, says you deal with it, and now a part was created. It begins to take on its own rules, values, and beliefs. And it even creates a strategy of how to deal with whatever the situation was. And usually it's a poor strategy because it was a little infant when it was created. So when you begin to have love and true compassion for these parts of you, they will eventually come back home, and they'll go back in the glass of water, and they become one. It's not like a separate part, moving around inside that water. It becomes one. Now it's one whole unit. There's no separation. Now, I can already tell the little bit that I've started the talk from the beginning 2 or 3 minutes is I've already came out of it. It's like I'm not at that deep level of self-compassion where when I first started this video. So it's kind of, I'm not sure if the word pervasive is the right word, but it's kind of, you can easily get caught up in your forehead energy or your ego. So when you do this energy healing, you open wide open, and you will have a conscious awareness of, wow, it's not even I thought I was compassionate. It's more like I didn't have any idea that this is what true compassion is. It is a healing process. It's a healing experience. I don't know what the right word for it is. It's an open healing space. That's the difference. It's not just open, it's not just space. It's being that. Like you become the healing energy. Not like you do become the healing energy. Like you are that. You are compassion. You are healing. One thing I want to say is when you're doing energy work, you're clearing the space so that energy can come up from the clogged pore, let's say. It's going to be much larger than that, but you're allowing whatever it is to come up. And when it comes up and comes through, it can be chaotic. It can, whatever it is, whether it's trauma, fear, anxiety, guilt, shame, whatever it is, you'll feel it even more because it's coming out. You're going through the tunnel of whatever it is. So the healing process can cause, and usually does cause that. Not always, but majority of time you're going to go through whatever emotion it is. So you have to go with the flow of it, even though it sucks. But there will come a time when there's just this sense of, it's almost like tears are pouring from your eyes. I mean, you usually will cry, but it's different. It's like a water. It's just pouring through you. There was a book written a long time ago, and I don't believe it has anything to do with energy healing, but it's by, it's called The Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman. And I remember when I first heard that, it was at an NLP training. I kind of laughed, like, what do you mean the, spiritual, peaceful warrior? Because here I was in boxing and kickboxing. At the time I was in kickboxing, and I had no idea how hard and how tough it is to actually go through the healing work. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, this has been the hardest thing I've ever gone through, yet the most rewarding thing I've ever gone through. And I got ran over by a car. That took me over a decade to heal from. I played every sport: boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, football, racing. I've had broken bones, injuries, and I've gone through some of the hardest things that you can deal with in life. And I will tell you, this can be one of the hardest things you go through. So I don't want you to think it's all sunshine and rainbows, because there is the clearing side, which is going through the darkness. You go through the pain, you go through the fire, and that's how you heal it, by going into it. That's how you heal it, is by being with it, like holding that baby to your heart, to your chest. Instead of abandoning your emotions and feelings, you pull them into you. You reconnect with them. This is how they become one with you, and that is the healing process. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and as usual, you can go ahead and make a donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. The other way you can support this channel is by buying one of my dating relationship books for men or women, and or hiring me for coaching and or energy healing work. I would like to mention one of the things I specialize in is emotional healing.